Sometimes when people separate, it's not because the love is no longer there. It might be due to frustration at that particular time. We mostly fail to realize it takes effort from both people involved in the relationship to keep a relationship going. Sometimes we focus on things going wrong that we forget to notice that we are the reason why those things are going wrong. People hate toxic relationships. No matter how much someone loves you, everyone is a big fan of peace. If they experience peace of mind in a relationship, they tend to stick around. Life is already stressful on its own, so no one wants a complicated relationship. People react differently in relationships that they do not find peace in. If you cannot give your partner peace in a relationship, you become toxic to them. Toxic relationships are not healthy, so no one stays in them. The most common way people deal with toxic relationships is to pull away from their partner. Pulling away from a relationship does not necessarily mean ending the relationship. Sometimes we pull away from our partners not because we suddenly stop loving them. We just find them toxic for the moment. However, there is coming back from this type of reaction to toxic relationships. Sometimes we even pull away without noticing we have. Pulling away from someone is logical and sometimes intentional. We intentionally stop going to visit our partners. We intentionally stop texting or calling. Sometimes we intentionally avoid their calls. There are ways we're conditioned to deal with most emotional issues. When our partner pulls away, it does not mean we stop wanting them. Most times we notice these things and crave for them again. It's not entirely our fault that our partner pulls away. Sometimes the fault might be from our partner. Being observant and noticing that our partner is pulling away is a great start to solving the issues on the ground. We could inquire from them why they decided to pull away. Bring the fact that they are pulling away to their notice, as some of them might not even notice that they are pulling away. In the quest to win our partner back, sometimes this journey can be frustrating and some people give up halfway. Sometimes we are closer to a breakthrough but just cannot sense when to give up and when to keep pushing. Mostly, this happens because we're not seeing any sign that all our efforts to please our partner and pull them back to us are proving futile. Most times we pray and look out for signs that suggest our partner will get back together with us. Here are some of the signs that God will bring you and your partner back together. Number 1, caring. The first sign that someone is pulling away is that they suddenly stop caring. Care is usually a subconscious act that is extended towards someone we love. It usually portrays the act of love, and it's one of the fundamentals that suggest someone might be in love with us. When people pull away, they automatically stop caring about you. This act shows that something is wrong somewhere and needs to be fixed for the relationship to become stable again. One of the signs that God will bring you and your partner together is that they start to show care towards you again. This shows they still think about you, and if you can occupy someone's thought, it means things can work out still between the two of you. Caring is a strong affection shown towards people you love, so for the care to be shown, this means the love between the two of you has been rekindled. This is definitely one of the signs that God will bring you and your partner together. Number 2, attention. Usually when people pull away from a relationship, they automatically stop giving you attention. Attention is the currency of love. Attention builds love and trust because when you spend time together with your loved ones, you get to know them, and this subconsciously builds love and trust between you and your partner. When you deprive someone of attention, it's a quick way for people to detect that someone is pulling away from them. When you are given this attention by a partner again after being deprived of it, you can count that as a sign that your partner is pulling back to you. Attention is also subconsciously given in a relationship. This attention is a measure of how much someone loves you, because if someone is in love with you, they want to spend most of their time with you. Pulling away will affect this, and when they start spending time with you again, the love can easily be built. Number 3, coincidence. This usually occurs between partners that are separated. Nature has a way of bringing together people that are meant to be. You start to notice that you meet the person frequently in the most uncommon ways. You notice that you start to spend unplanned time together, even if you're not interested in having a conversation with them because they pulled away from you already. At some point, you have to recognize that this is faith pulling the both of you together. This can spark up a conversation, and as the Lord intends, this builds back the love between the both of you. Coincidence is totally unplanned. When you go to a restaurant because you know you will meet the person there, this is not a sign. This is not a coincidence. It is premeditated. Sometimes we miss our partner so much that we act irrationally and in turn conclude that this is actually God's will. It's like thinking about someone all day and then you dream about the person at night and suddenly feel it's a sign that you're meant to be with that person. Of course, if you're thinking about someone all day, there is every tendency that you might dream about that person at night. Premeditated acts are not termed to be coincidence. They are thought through, then acted upon. Coincidence happens by chance, and when it happens frequently beyond usual, it's safe to say this is a sign that God will bring you and your partner together. Number 4, separation anxiety. Most times after people pull away from each other, they experience separation anxiety. This usually occurs when they are still in love. Pulling away is easy sometimes, but the constant day-to-day remembrance of your partner is not easy. The fact that anything can trigger that memory of your partner, from the way they smell to the name they call you, even down to the way they like their food being prepared. This anxiety pulls you and your partner closer because it shows how much you love and need one another. It also shows that you are so used to each other that you cannot handle being separated. This usually works fine when the anxiety is from both partners, because if the anxiety is only from one person, it's not fun, as the person will experience unrequited energy from their partner. This will hinder any chances of getting back together. Separation anxiety is a strong factor in determining the level of love two people have. This is one of the signs to know if God will bring you and your partner together. Separation anxiety cannot occur when two people do not love each other. Since having this anxiety shows how much both of you are in love, having this anxiety is a good sign that both of you are going to come back together. These are signs that it is God's will for you and your partner to come back together. The major work is not making you fall in love again or getting them back after they have pulled away from you. The main work in a relationship is being able to keep and stay in the relationship. Second chances are usually rare in relationships, so when you do get one, make sure you go all in. For people to crave second chances, they must have weighed their options and know that it pays to stay in a good relationship, and also know that if they are both willing to put it to work, they can make the relationship work. When people pull away from someone, the tendency of coming back together depends on how much both parties are willing to make the relationship work. Normally, people do not just pull away without a reason. This reason must be known and worked on together for the relationship to work again. If the person for the initial separation is not addressed, there is a probability that your partner will pull away again, even after you get back together. To avoid this, try identifying the reason why your partner is pulling away. Make sure these reasons are valid and they are things you are willing to work on. Always remember that your partner pulling away does not necessarily mean the end of the relationship. Sometimes it might depict a break, or that something is wrong and needs to be fixed as soon as possible. When these flaws are fixed, the relationship becomes very beautiful, as both parties will learn from the situation and move forward with their partners.